House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's the gun?
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came at me with boiling water. That's what all this is.
Because when the sergeant asked him, where's the gun? He knew there was no damn gun. He knew that it wasn't a gun. He asked him, it was a rhetorical question, just to put in that great Officer Grayson's head to say, man, you fucked up. You shot a woman with a pot of water. All right, you guys, hello and welcome to the channel. I know you guys all heard about the tragic shooting of Sondra Massey. What I want to do is highlight some of the key details that's going to be very important during the trial, if it gets to the trial, because who knows what could happen. But before I get into it, let me just say this first, because this is very important. Once the trial starts, or even before, we're going to be hearing a lot of pundits, especially a lot of the conservatives, bring up stuff like why black people show more passion when a white cop kill a black person, but don't have the same passion when it comes to black on black crime or bringing up crime in Chicago. This is their playbook to deflect and shift the focus away from the real issue. They do this all the time. First of all, let me say this. 85% of black on black crime is gang related or drug related. And it mostly occurs in specific areas. Areas that was created by government policies or lack of government policies. But regardless of these factors, police officers are paid by taxpayers and are supposed to be professionals, trained professionals who are supposed to protect and serve the public. That's not the gangbanger's job. That's not the drug dealer's job. And I don't understand why people are always trying to compare what gangbangers do and the police. If a gangbanger or a drug dealer who is trained to destroy the community, if one of them get into it with you, as a citizen, you have the right to defend yourself. You can defend yourself, whether it's a gangbanger, a skinhead, a KKK member, someone in the mafia. Win or lose, at least you have the right to fight back, to defend yourself. But if someone with a badge attacks you, it's going to be very hard to prove that that police officer is doing wrong. Thank God for cameras today. Could you imagine what they used to do even before the cameras? Because we see what they're doing with the cameras. If you fight back against a cop, even if the cop is wrong, you can be labeled a cop killer if you did something drastic, forceful. And do you know what the police and the legal system would do to you? Okay, there's a difference between criminals and police doing wrong. So stop bringing up Chicago crime and black on black crime when there's a high profile case of a police officer shooting a black person. Can we stop that? So now I'm gonna react to some of these video clips, and then at the end, I'm gonna get into details on what's gonna be a real key issue in the trial. A lot of people know what happened, and if you don't know what happened, a woman called the police for help because she thought someone was outside of her house. The police came, they checked around the house and didn't find anything. This is where it should have stopped. They should have talked to the woman on the porch and went home. And the woman would still be alive. There was no reason to go in her house. Grayson is the cop that shot her. He didn't even have his body cam on. I wish he had his body cam on so we'd know why he went in the house. Did she ask him to come in her house, or did he just walk in the house? But once in the house, he started asking her questions. They wanted to get her information, like her ID and things of that nature.
Shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. I just need to text.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
Do you have an ID? That'd make things so much easier. I just need just driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
And while all this was going on, there was a pot of boiling water on the stove. One deputy takes notes of this and tells Miss Massey to tend to the water. And he says, we don't need a fire while we're here.
1 second.
Just check on her.
Let me do this.
No, we don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Okay.
So now think about this. At this moment, neither officer had an issue with her going over there to get the water. Now, if they already know she had maybe had some mental issues, why even let her go get the water? But I'll go into that later. Then as she's standing there with the water, as she's getting ready to move the water, she didn't threaten him in any manner. There was no threat. She then grabs the pot of boiling water, and one deputy steps back. And she says something to the deputy like, "Where are you going?" She responded in jest. It wasn't even a serious response. And then the deputy responded, "Away from the hot water." Then she says, "I will rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Not threatening in any threatening manner. And then the deputy said, "Huh?" Then she said it again. I will rebuke you in the name of Jesus. She repeated that.
Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking top! Drop the fucking.
And for some reason, this officer Grayson loses it. He says, "You better put the fucking water down, or I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you in the face." Over someone's just saying, "I'll rebuke you." She then says sorry while putting the pot down and throws her hands in the air, and the officer shoots her. Now, I didn't want to show the shooting, but I'm going to react to after she was shot, just to show you how the lack of sympathy I'm talking about towards black people. Now, let's get into it.
I'm gonna go get my kid. No, headshot, dude. She's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
You see how he says that, smirking? That's a headshot. Like he's playing some kind of video game or something. This man should have never been on a police force. He should have never been a cop, ever. And a lot of people have brought up his past. Hopefully the person that hired him gets fired as well. That person should be gone forever.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
Water on your feet? Come on, man. This man, you could tell he has no understanding. He just wasn't incompetent. This man was stupid. He was a dumb piece of shit. This man was worse than a gangbanger.
Right there. Is there anything you can do before? No. All right. I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then.
And then as the other cop is trying to save her, and they go into it, I didn't want to show her, he says she's still grasping. She's still grasping for air. Right after they shot her, they could have saved her life. The one cop is trying to help her. The other cop comes in, the one who shot her, and says, "I'm not going to waste my stuff on her." It's unreal, man. It's incredible.
You want to run down real quick?
And now, I guess this is the sergeant. He's in there. You could tell he's looking like, what the hell happened here?
All right. House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's the gun?
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is.
I mean, the man is showing no remorse. He's saying this like he's smirking, like he's giggling a little bit. He really thinks he's justified for shooting her. He's telling his boss, his sergeant or someone, and you could tell they sitting there going, what the hell's wrong? Because when the sergeant asked him, where's the gun? He knew there was no damn gun. He knew that it wasn't a gun. He asked him, it was a rhetorical question, just to put in that great Officer Grayson's head to say, man, you fucked up. You shot a woman with a pot of water. And he really think this was okay. I mean, you could tell his partners and everyone just ignoring him.
318, do we got any call history with her being 1096?
And see, he's trying to set it up right there. He's trying to set this up to make it look like she was crazy. And I had heard that the initial report was she shot herself. Folks, can you imagine before there was cameras on these devils, these lowlives, what they've been getting away with?
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
And then he's going to call her a name. He just shot this woman. He's not showing any remorse. Like the other officer is shaking and it's like, this man, this is the worst cop ever. Not because he shot someone who did not have a weapon, but he is showing no remorse. He just called her name. He didn't want to waste his material. How did he get hired?
We're good. I think she set it up on purpose. So, that's what it is. I have a choice.
No, you had a choice. You had a choice. You could have backed up because it was just water. You shot a woman in a nightgown, man, a robe. You could have told her to drop the pot, backed up. No, she didn't set it up. You set it up. You wanted her to grab that pot so you'd have an excuse to shoot her. Because this is my point I want to make is, when have you ever, if there's a weapon, I've had cops come when my alarm went off one time and we was cooking and I had a big butcher knife right there on the counter and the cops came in, it was two of them. They came in and one cop seen that big butcher knife and now we just there, he don't know. I mean, we live, it's our house, but he doesn't know. But you know what that cop, one of the cops did? He came over and grabbed a knife and just grabbed it and just like, let me just get this out the way. And set it out the way. He didn't tell me to grab the knife or my girl to grab the knife. And you know how many times I've seen videos where cops kick the gun away? They don't tell the suspect to pick up the gun and move the gun. They'll go grab it themselves or kick it away themselves. So if you thought this pot of water was dangerous, why one of you guys didn't go move the pot of water? If you're dealing with someone with mental issues, you should have been the one that went and grabbed the water. And they're going to bring this up in the trial. This was ridiculous. This was crazy, man. It was crazy. I mean, this man didn't show any remorse, called her names. But anyway, I just want to touch on that real quick and put that out there and really say what I said in the beginning about that black on black crime, because every time there's a police shooting, this is what they do. This is their playbook, to deflect, to take everything away from the victims, especially this young woman. So be on the lookout for that. All right, peace.